This is a story about a fella who came from Ireland and his name was Paddy. But anyhow, once upon a time, I was invited by an old friend of mine to come over to his residence and taste his beer and wine. Well, we ate lobster salad and lots of other truck, and we drank each other's health until the hour of 3 had struck. Well, we drank until we didn't know which was wine or beer, that our heads felt rather heavy and my brains not very clear. Well, how I got home that night, I don't really know. My prayers I think I said, but anyhow, I was paralyzed when I got into bed. Well, I died and I went to heaven. I found that the penance was now for me too late, when suddenly I was ushered before the golden gates. Well, what do you want, says Peter. Don't you know you can't get in? For you must surely suffer that greedy glutton sin. Then I turned aside and said no more, and hung my head in shame. And Peter's clerk, he stood close by and he wrote, lost against my name. Well, next came an Italian, one whom I knew very well, so I stopped and I listened patiently to the story he might tell. The good of the Father to Saint Pedro. I come to you at last. My peanut days are over, my banana the nights are past. I treated my neighbor like myself, no begs, no rob, no steal. And never on the sidewalks, I throw my banana the peel. Then you got out, says Peter. Your gains were ill-begotten, your peanut shells were empty, your bananas oft times are rotten. Well, the Italian turned aside, and a tear was in his eye. He came and stood behind me, and heaved a heavy sigh. Well, next came an aged Hebrew, with a satchel in his hand, and before the gate of old St. Peter, the Hebrew stood a stand. The good Father Peter. I will tell you what I will do. I've got jewelry fit for angels. I will auction off to you. I could sell them on the installment plan, but that would be a sin, so I will give them to you for half price, if you will let me in. On earth I keeps a clothing store, my goods are nice and strong, and to show you I had an overcoat I forgets to bring along. The new did well, says Peter, for very well you know there's a little use for overcoats where you will have to go. Well, the Hebrew turned aside, and as he was a friend of mine, just like me and all the rest, he took his place in line. Well, next came an old maid from England. I thought you'd like that one. One bound to have a way, so she began addressing Peter in this most peculiar way. Are you waiting for this? Oh, goodness gracious me. Here I am after gossiping many a year. So open the gate and let me in, I'm catching cold out here. You like the accent? And give me a first-class pair of wings, a silver shield, and then I won't be afraid of those naughty men. No, Peter answered bluntly, no angels have grey hair, and as you have no sons or daughters, you'd be a stranger there. Well, the poor old maid wilted. She must evermore repine, and just like me and all the rest, she waddled into line. Well, next came poor Paddy, a son of Aaron's Isle. And he greeted old St. Peter with a very gracious smile. It's yourself, St. Peter. Looking so nice and sweet. So get your clerk to let me in and show me to me seat. Hold, cried Peter. Your case, like all the rest, must first be tried. And you will have to show a passport before you get inside. For Jesus' sake, St. Peter. Or for supper I'll be late. So poor Paddy, he took off his little old cap and he threw it inside the gate. Go get thy hat, says Peter. Thou sacrilegious lout. So poor Paddy, he went. And he slammed the gate and he locked St. Peter out. Then through the keyhole, loud he cried, yeah, me boyo, I'm the master now, you see. But I'll give up heaven, the gate and the crown if you'll set the 6 counties free. Well, then I awoke and found that my head was between the bed and the wall. The sheets were all tangled round my feet. 'Twas the beer that did it all.